Time now for Weather Watch with meteorologist Matt Makens.
Time now for the Weather Watch. Matt Makens here. I hope it finds you doing well. And this week we're going to be chatting about some of these spring options we may see, or what's most likely to play out. Temperature-wise, precip-wise, whenever we go from a strong El Nino through neutral into a strong La Nina, there's a transition that occurs, obviously. Totally flip around the precip patterns, the temperature patterns. So we're going from one extreme into the other within about a year's time. In fact, it may even be less than a year time from going from a strong El Nino to a strong La Nina. But the speed of this transition will be critical to know how quickly we're going to either dry out or get water in or warm up or start to cool off, whatever the case may be. So we really have to button up on the details for the speed of getting from one extreme to the other. And with that, what are most similar transitions from El Nino to La Nina? Not all of the transitions, but the most similar ones to how this one has been playing out so far. And that's what we have for spring, summer, and fall. So these maps represent those most similar transitional periods, and you can see how we warm up progressively from spring, summer, into fall, and precipitation we take from the south, spread it out in the summer, and then really dry things out for the southern states by the fall. Let's get a little bit more specific now. You can look at just the spring maps here. These maps are based on, those best fit years together. Maybe there were some extremes, and there were a couple of very wet extremes for Texas. The overall frequency, if you will, of how frequently wet was that same area, not frequently for Texas, more frequently into the northern states. So let's boil it down into the most probable cases here. All right, I've taken those clumps of best fit years. I've looked at them. I've seen the outlier years that were either super wet or super dry, factored that in, and just looked at kind of what the frequency was of moisture in areas and combined that into these two maps. So my outlook for precipitation during March to May, it does favor areas still out by California, into the Great Basin, into the central and northern plains, a less of a wet impact for Texas. Temperature-wise, kind of shifted all that cooler stuff to the west and southwest with warmth for most of the eastern half of the country. So there is your spring outlook, side by side, precip and temperatures. Until the next time, Matt Makens here.